okayfm 101.7.
Professor Prof Gyampo, Associate Professor of Political Science, University of Ghana, Legon, were head of Youth Bridge Research Institute. Meneno Etwe Enkobo. Prof, memoache.
Yeah.
Now I'm to say.
Me adome ho ye pa na say.
Yes, you hu boko pa, hu boko. Prof, say wo hwe hu ye COVID.
Oh yeah, yes hu ye pa.
Me so wonti, me dia me just say.
I don't know who so we are I say no ho na. Me hard you cry na say wo I say wo ko ba na ba she busu for one sha na wo kutitin dia ba san wo ye na wo ba. Na say wo ya na busu afo so ya na han na ba she ko for tilo. I think I say na ba she hu even though the via he say do ya na ya tana ntino I say akandia e wo ho na e hwe ho ye na na tana say na sie na tana life must go on.
Life must go on. Prof, maba wo nkyɛn ya. Ya wa na yeti say Professor Kwame na Ahoy. Wa twere nwoma bi working with Rawlings. Na enwoma no eba ye no emu nsɛm aye dagya wadawruma wanya bi akenkan mu kakra. Na ɛdeɛ na wodidi si from mu a woni ye nyina nso bɛkyɛ.
Oh, but that's it. I'm say ma obone beka say ma peruse the book. Peruse no any details study casual reading. Oh, and then my nearly be over the American kind. You know, na me too said that I don't quite what time be brace, but I've just scanned through it now. I think a book added up to the knowledge on Ghanaian politics. Papa no, me na yejuma da Professor Kwame na Ahoy.
Oh, okay.
Or na yejuma na me yejuma ayi. We yejuma kakana consultant or a drafted document to be a friend of democracy consolidation strategy paper. And beyond that, you know, or church or never be very my na some to the be say me work under him na so for na or to me and the research na so for you know. In terms of scholarship, Professor Kwame Ahoy, I think Ghana for a church for any addition. Many for one abbing or Ghanaian politics. I'm say we didn't look into my power. And you know, Yamana watch church no the history of Ghanaian politics, particularly politics in Ghana and the Rawlings. Or documenting ye will be about king no obitumi enyantiase about me a course. So into my view, he displayed a high sense of scholarship in documenting his perspectival truths about his working with Jerry Rawlings. And at the back also say most of the content in the book they have already been documented in great detail by previous scholars. But the point is say to the be na o pese ni patan ade na e wo books akese mo bi hu a na ne yema hye ntonto me nkan nti no what show e wo hodeda obeda someone money other
Professor Michael Quay no more church no we no nyina adeda but wo mo books no e akese you know nema kosaho e de na eda nso ne say it attempts a summary of all the huge books and documented literature on Ghanaian politics. We summarize it, you know. So, me fire, within 1 hour, 30 minutes, and now I think my year, me person me na ma think and so forth. You know, at the papa na document history ni yema enfima na say mafo a omunim political history no more information omanya any history no omuntimi ante omohase about what is happening now
And after, because they don't know their history and they cannot appreciate what is happening now, no, they are also not in the position to put in place in Yama Papa, Papa, which media go up him and forge on, ahead of of our future and so forth. In India pa or the ama and then my na dear Papa, yes, I can kind of the dano. Now it refreshes our minds and our brains about yakin kind of that. And some of the things are yakin kind of very much alive to it. The challenge kakra mi wo more adi bako and I say me first of all mate say ebinomo ka say ebinomo ka the etia obemfo na no pokwaje man say
na prophet asan ye beba forward ni so no mami musa buku no owura na gbedapi ensem bia prof trofa no ho ababonte abeka say wan kasa and the nipa bi so follow suit in that it be na wo ka say perspectival truths about his working with the Rawlings I want to say you just a procedure owura na gbedapi abeka say oh me man kasa we say o man kasa no a no where do we draw conclusions?
And so we have perspectival truth, That truth for the social science discipline, truth. So in social science, truth is perspectival. Our social sciences are not like the natural science. You see, natural science, H2O is always equal to water. It's not from your perspective or from any other person's perspective. It is an objective truth that cannot be doubted. It's indubitable. H2O is water. And yeah, one I would say, but in social science, we have near different. Until truth is perspectival.
Okay.
And our can, and I know and our can, and Yamawa say or no, I can't be na even so. Sorry, I can't say yes, sanity. He told the truth from how he saw it. Oh, maybe a original, maybe a original, and a dear original son, and a training idea mouth, and some I can do assuming as for, and no, I shaping what you say. Near marking kind in your mission and your my own research, and I want some American. It does not necessarily mean any American you're correct. Somebody may also have a different perspective from mine. It's
Prof, me say, me Professor Bakubi or chairman, the way idea be. Wama okasi enko gire dua kese esi ho ena ebi kwa gina ase ebi kwa gina akire bi gina ha enti esa ba lecture ho na obusa se dua na hu ni sei na oh se wo ase a wo mu se branches no eye sei no so obi so hu ni kura to se de oba ye ni tirimi na heblo enti so enti anu was that is what your friend perspective. The one kasa said you see who na deal fa
sir entinu me kwa de me hu ai diary am for start channel na the first no sa na beba because proof in social science and perspective no be you cannot have access to the total the truth. I just say what do perspective back no so the perspective back near the boom. And that's there. You would always have people protesting against some of the things that you write. You know, me say, normal. You know, I me say, Papa na no or strategy kakra. When we na ta home a book no, ne ton ebe kosu. Oh, say amount for kase. Na book ben the actual amount for the court na. Ebi no mo ka ho asem bebre. Na also obia a political marketing strategy. I'm sure say you see. Akokra say o want pension out in the so say ko for beto book no mo nyese kapa
me kai say George Orwell etro Animal Farm na Animal Farm no kwala ekenkan a ubon se ese o ye nkwala book a enika some are more all animals are equal but some are more
equal
than others. I say we analyze it now who critique in a political vein who say very deep bit say Gulliver's Travels will be a kenkanya okay, can one say I call Lilliputians. But we no na the British system of governance na or they kasa etia enti or strategic. Na obi bisa say baby o kro kan say baby should shut teeth no. One one the tree wo so mko di Rawlings atem no wo so aba bonten say there bi yen sa no obi betimi atwere book in other say bia ye betimi ahwe aton book no ni ade no na wa pedal on truth about nipa bia woni ni di nkomo bia wan kasa
not necessarily on truth but ni onu hu say me ameka no Professor Kwam na ho say na me name no onyo bia or yeah or only integrity, yes, integrity. And so Minjin this it will deliberately be semi-pedal on truth. But sometimes you can couch your write-up in such a way that it generates some controversy, and through that controversy you are able to put some information out there, and then you're also able to sell your book and that's it for. Yes, I would say at your show for any scholars not for that's what your books it was to be professors they almost said in this car. That's what your books they generate some controversy. Your books now like publish what which they na and one na at that shelf so one can saw the beer to say from no. But I think one of the ways would be generating income. No. Sometimes you count some of these things in a way that generates interest. And before say some of the contents they put out a certain information, but they also would generate interest among some people, so that in so doing, you are able to achieve another objective of increasing your sales.
Okay. Now, I'm all for criticizing the timing is wrong.
Timing, I raised an issue with the timing in a recent post here. I said the timing for the release of the book a bit problematic. In publishing this controversial book with many controversial contents, about 4 months to election. Election are keenly competitive, it's a fundamental misjudgment and a display of weak sense of timing. And as a shadow of an agenda to scatter the chances, some people's chances, and so that things will be started at first. And as of a sort on the book. Well, me party and say around this election, I have going to be keenly competitive. There are so many reasons why I be keenly competitive.
Election way. And you down this, sir.
Oh, there be. Ghana has since 1992 minimum but since 1992 election a unique and election keenly competitive. Election election from 1992 keenly competitive, and it's also unique in its own sense.
But Prof,
we are very unique because of so many reasons. Number one, the two main contenders, have a sense of unfinished agenda. President Akufo-Addo say Obiaba Otinaso institutionalized but why back up Njofo say John Mahama technically on also the term or back up now our key projects be are implemented when we and you too know. President Akufo-Addo, I'm sure, is not fully done with a free SHS and a signature project. Or it must be properly institutionalized. What I say, a defeat would mean the end of their political career. Samahama Elusia, many sure NDC for the person of modern babium. And President Akufo-Addo, Onunsu Lucia, many sure say, Obaka Kotinas no Akase after 2024, Besamba. And as for there are so many Emma elections, 2020, keenly competitive. Well, we no for say NDC for say if your promises are MPP for you and or to me for fair na into nia ye ho kakra e betumi ewini MPP for so for say adie ebia na ka say ye ni na anti no ye so ye yire ye ho a ese ye so ye yire ye ho se ne be ya betumi retain power into no NDC for me ho MPP for so ebe me ho into me a na ye dey ko wo into a keenly competitive, and in such a keenly competitive election no you need to put your household together such that your people will be united and to fight one common cause. But Buki Abbey on 70 be over 80 Rawlings.
Niggas are going campaign on you, Nibuya free.
80 Rawlings, and not to say, who ya catch and say, he should distract his attention from campaigning and to come and fight you. Just for the purposes of setting the record straight. And now, but that we nominate for you, as sorry say, one can say, now, you hear me say, my party in here, so we now would be together to prosecute a common agenda. And as you say, Binomocasi, I don't work for you, Binomocasi, as a me and Tias and yes, sir, Jerry Rawlings would definitely want to fight back to clear his name. And now, say one shay. Na party no John Mahama no so into me am better distance o mo ho MP nsem bi a o kan ho na te say cassette na so mo support no mo support na te say o support na o support against Jerry Rawlings, but the role of Jerry Rawlings no wo ho say nia eye emma no eye hu ne say you see whatever Rawlings does no would hurt or promote either party. Nia Rawlings be say no say Rawlings Osha on the founder at the NDC there. Now so no they say he is more in bed with the MPP even than the NDC. And they say baby Ojinano near obey
Prof, at the end of Mamma Penida Rawlings, I am more in bed with the MPP than the NDC.
Oh, so we share ever since MPP Bassi. Then some kind of a favor more a favor and either say why and I say Okasa he favors the MPP more than his own party. And in when to be oh yeah na it could well be say he's been a statesman of course idea fair if it is bad it is bad. Until Obia or Camfoa Onimia Wehu, but me the compare Senia na J.A. Kufo a waso Senia or so at the MPP Mua or not or Titi or more criticize you or na me the share Senia President Akufo-Addo a waso na at the Senia has a wide dean to the Biokasa support. I would say, and soon a womb. It could well be that President Akufo-Addo is being a master politician. A master politician is he who is able to see near Obehano na obe take steps actively to make sure that you don't worry me. Oh, Malaysia, the Malaysia, or might be Malaysia. And Malaysia, there's this on my Debiana margin up episode. One leader was able to rule for 25 years. It was a democracy. Or no 25 years. One imposed no. He knew how to work with the opposition. And
that just me the former President Rawlings say bia and if he could have shebe many alcohol and moon were here and now 1 year a beer fridge mu a crazy way kakra nefa ye bibia by a boko why none in a deed in common.
I don't know master politician when you quite I know young said that Kawabon.
Ah okay.
Young said that Kawabon but me say we you put me as a winsa. You have the right to ignore the opposition and you have the right to also work with the opposition such that they would not worry you. Therefore, one of the things that Nana Bresona Oye and they say even people who were within his party and Nanka William Senka or Moyenne enemies and also Moyenne keenly competitive Nkofuana or competition year a bit unfriendly. He knew how to appoint all of them to positions. because no them say one year almost how again. It's just that when to me and Rawlings are yes sir. But the point is, what the bad Nana Akufo-Addo on only relationship with Rawlings are. Who say it is possible say actively no if you are behind the scenes no or yeah near maybe a wound and or yeah na say you are a master politician if you are able to identify your opponent and find ways and means of keeping your opponent at bay. Oh, I know yes our opposition no oppose cry who are been a cry na say enya on kan wa bonten or the bro kokwem say me na adidi enkoyi into no ye ne say mame ye ne say be yi na one shen opponent ni ya no ba bonten obe boom obe kan no so now it is possible that Akufo-Addo is doing that and that's why he's keeping Rawlings is almost in bed with him and that's for. But the point is this Rawlings answers for NDC. Well, at this particular time, crucial time, as a papa no on said that pursue MPP no. As I said, NDC for a petunia, as almost year in near maybe either say to me a court Rawlings to their fold, and now say baby a papa no do no to me in court no crowd to their fold. Omo mano en kasa entia omo party no na fe omo be mano so ayedin a on kasa en support at the MPP. That's what they have to do. But what is our book yi eba abonten na se book no ekeka papa no nsam bi na se papa no empire na se party na nkasa say John Mahama no meaning I'm sure say he is placed in an uncomfortable situation because ebia our support from the Ahoy, he is also courting support from the Rawlings. Intino obeye den afiansa na obeba abontia abekase ne Ahoy kan no me distance me home from it na okasa we lusu omo support no one kasa nso na we din so akasa it means you agree and if you agree now let us say who against Rawlings and someone wants support here to do and I'm Rawlings dey be original this no when to me anye hwe amano kwa is to keep him quiet. Woman in Kasa and support to MPP for now, woman in Kasa against NDC for also. That's what a master politician in the NDC must seek to do. But what is Sabu Kiba Bontina for start to say Officer Kasa or Becca Tiana and Kasani party now pay or new or more a year. Not to say one Kasa no mood more to me now more pronounce and now more shada and information or the buyer information that dear baby a be and a be also can be challenged, a be can be controverted. But medium minya anka on train a year to a baby and as a long before about 2020 about to the banner and uncle publicity.
Prof and go for argument and say Papa no say book no what the abapa on a mission say what they say campaign no now fe what the disunity asabem sana who Prof.
Adi a me sure say me okay kind me say ebetumi aye niam bebre ebetumi aye say the time no ogufui well genuinely somebody can make a mistake but it can also be say officer turn the book but it can also be say it is meant to scatter the campaign. If it scatters the campaign then we think about something fresh. Otherwise, you see, he's such an experienced politician. Therefore, say, Anka, answer say, as a same portion, you might be wrong. And you know, I have 3 reasons, but 3 reasons, I cannot be emphatic about, all of them, either of them. One, the timing, if you are genuinely no ugu free. And I say, if you are in the hopper, so for the book. And I say, if you are in the hopper, I say, look, there's a scatter campaign on now at the Yakosheni Pastor for that and now you're doing this. No, be at the NDC for him. Say it could be either of them, but it could also be neither of them.
I see. Prof, Mammy Radio will say, and for argument be soon say, a party near the candidate Tiba. It is a party be also now say import changing the candidate upon the demise of the current president. No, now we call 8 years here by convention. No, so what did 8 years here? We yeah, any PBS argument and say, it's be MPP was we one more just 4 years. a party no na akọ 4 years enti o change the candidate kura no eso asa akọ 4 years e kan ho eno no agya nimdie mo te san
enti ase se part of argument
argument ni say argument ni say me fan say NDC wo ko 8 years in government Professor Messi
you want to know say party na go for party na go 8 years and as
exactly
me say you know yeah no o hwe say na campaign na politics na ye person e ka say individuals na go 8 years na nya party the party ya can be to me aka say at the NDC for the moko 8 years from 2008 okay from 2008 to 2012 and 2012 to 2016 ka party media for 8 years but the politician has been that is the individual the individuals no President Rawlings echo at the 8 years President Akufo echo 8 years and you know now almost fine say President Mills the time no so to meet now so ananka almost amount for fine so echo 8 years only almost 4 years and Pape Mahaman so other 4 years and you know so Sadia say candidates individuals no they are not the politician has been say the individuals no echo 8 years and your party no that's what people want to look at.
Okay, I just ended voter registration exercise. Meaning say we need the actually kakra any pockets of violence.
And some of the voter registration. One time I cast me, you know, me so man one kind about the forward.
Forward, yeah, for community kafra.
For some education on it.
Okay.
Then go for be I can say no be that's what me NDC ni nkasa ma NDC for me MPP ni nkasa ma MPP for
na ye wo ye die ni
me teacher ni na forward na say si obi akotro forward nti otro forward na say wa support nyema e wo book no mu nyina e ayensa kra obi obeka sa no say to de bia nipa bebre yan kasa na yam kan ade yam ha de kan. We don't like reading. First of all, person who say nipa ko show forward no. Person who say or support near wo book no. Makona ko can forward no. That is number one. Obi a person ka say nipa na no pokwa de my support forward no. Must go and read the forward. Okay ya bro simple English na watch off. Okay ya obeku so support ya and as on support ya. That's number one. Number two, you don't need to agree with the content of a book to be able to write a forward. The fact that sabi onyamiadom books no means much short will be. Na ocho book o share obi out for so in before wa ben sen o anabibi and so o make sure forward the mouth. Up throw forward that or no o share near watch na waka ho asem briefly in the forward. Na it does not necessarily mean that you watch on the way you over to me, really sure only panel can say, and actual I can come for me, Jama Mwankasa, the Mwankasa Monkan kind of Munya margin about it, your own opinion about it.
Prof Mikai said, Ama actually the beautiful ones are not yet born. Chenua Chebi, a critique of the book. Na do baby kwade okanya can say the book is sick. It a chair an interview no and he was all critiquing. Nemu na nye say e bia de womu no nye anase bibia te sa.
Enti obitro forward dia nya say and oman we bia na de politics na me ne have politics de bibia na de partisan politics ne have me say ye di bibia partisan politics yemma yentumi emman entirima enhia de. Into all that I wanted to put out there as far as on a final note on Professor Ahoy book was that you do not have to be a subscriber to the content of the book to be able to write a forward. Sometimes you can even disagree, or sometimes you can just raise the issues. Nipakono aka book no okan say Before some more person more kind one can some between my margin and then as for. You don't have to be a subscriber to the views in it and watch your forward. Well, forward the because of the trap. Now a boo or the amount or say ubu. He respects your scholarship and now before a brana betro and mammy. Well, and you know, obi a respect your scholarship not a betro be man. It doesn't mean. And I will say academia no. We always disagree. Academics, Akufo-Addo, we are coming and they are doing to the truth. No. So, Akufo-Addo say, Mameno shouldn't be harmed politically simply because at the watch forward. Make us an interest of the support. No. All that I'm trying to say is that then you better will be so much forward. I'll be to me actual. The education must go out there that the one who writes a forward must not necessarily agree with the contents of the book. Now, the fact that what you're forward does not mean somebody say, I did be a book, no, on any argument. It's not like that.
Oh, okay.
On voter registration, let me say, near, as I said, electoral commission cast or to me, media right from the word go, menya hypocrite, my position about the need for voters register, new voters register. No, it has not changed. Means the son also that margin and say not a new voters register for, and it is from a principled position. Means the son and less. It was needless. It was needless here by the new voters register. I didn't make us. And say. Political parties in 2013 to 2014 to 2015 that time na me program be coordinator friend Ghana Political Parties program. It was sponsored by the Institute of Economic Affairs. Na me a coordinator. Yeah, the political parties to about 2012 year and so obetaya. In 2012 election, yeah, quite about one. Your voters register yes same. Biometric register, the first ever biometric register, Ghana. Ghana was prepared in the 2012. In 2012, now 2012 was an election year. So that same 2012 that was an election year. No, yes, a create additional constituencies. And you know, yeah, but to about 2012, no, the new biometric register, they share no. Emma or mine mo ye gidi hey we say you bet me we about you bet me the nipa akwa share register no more no on obedi nkunim you bet me a register nkwala share register no bet me di nkunim you bet me aba se nkofo akwa registration centers no on bet me di nkunim you bet me akwa registration center ekodi etu trasem no obedi nkunim na sa na e won nkofo agi minti sa 2012 voter registration process. Now it was fraught with rancor, acrimony, and tension and violence. Now, sa environment, and a year called 2012 abattoir. The year called 2012 abattoir, and who saw and a year called 8-month election petition. 8-year election petition, and you near Supreme Court, of course, we saw the electoral process, was flawed with monumental challenges. Inyama basa na se nyama boni na se nyama bebre enkoyi your registration your electoral process no. Enti we 2013 2014 and here the political parties for eko akosombo voter hotel mekai say yenko na yenko dwen enyama ye betumi aye any political parties in fonkwa ye the political party NDC for representatives, PNC for representatives, CBP for representatives, MPP for representatives, the smaller parties our representatives, Electoral Commission for our representatives, National National Commission for Civic Education our representatives, and other civil society organizations and media for that you in our call water hotel. So young court na young share. There in the court, so our 2012 the abattoir, and the crime ban here between me after Ubunisi to fine tune our electoral processes. Your call first day now, first workshop now, and NDC phone before Queen. we see mo na mo ye hey and yen hwe to the hwe say ofi HCA ni abofo no ti omo kan ni omo kan ti omo wie no ye tan di omo call another workshop dem ye call en omo call class no omo ankasa e discuss proposals for electoral reforms enyema ntiseye a yebetumi ebeye se ne ebeye a yebetu aba de bia yebetu aba ne ye so no gudem de bia yebetu aba na Yesu nkofo akwa asori dem Yesu ye bia yebetu aba amanfo pese enye covid aba travel ban na se force wa anka obensi yebetu aba amanfo start e de omomma etutu kwan na se for eden ne ebeye a emma sa ne man embabium. And yes, several proposals for electoral reform. One of the proposals for electoral reform, political parties accept omudi omunsa esase yedi koma afarijan then afarijan so shoye edi edwuma ende ye kan ebida electoral commission portable so NFA so ye to abezia electoral commission offer a calendar of its activities embra na on said ya to abewie next year the following year nemom in about 2 year ne die election year ne die ma yenye adibia eye major ma yenye adibia eye major adanti political parties ne say political party for ne say niema 2012 election eye 10 eye ya yediko election petition was that you introduce a new voters register in the election year, and within that same year, you created you created more extra constituency. And the political parties now the two say betu about 4 year ne die yes and mano and no mass sign. Now me am your coordinator of the program na mass sign na ende say adi amu mass sign ye busu ana me say for support. I can't support it. Okona mijina ka se essence nia omo akan na omo de omo nsa sha ase ye apaidan so agi tu mu yedi escase yedi beye djuma se ye betina se na oman ni emi hunu se ye sei sika me kai sa program na yedi electoral reform so no eventually electoral commission ankasa ete an electoral reforms committee omo sika se mo committee ne djuma yina ayi for ne pande na sika ekomo no na nia mi hunu so man yetumi sei sika ye niam bebre ye wi a na eja to ya say sika bebre eja constitutional review and then we don't know the state of our constitutional review
prof buami kakra sa constitutional review commission as a committee no wo mu so wo ye bibia wieye na efa hin sa document no efa hin
na me ka se ona you see no many je chire pa the church ma me nchiro omo ka se enye constitution review sa Ghana political parties programming omo and they can't say we need constitution review. That was after Professor Kwame Nkrumah, Professor Yauchu Messi, Dr. Ahadi had been contracted by the IEA Ghana Political Parties Program to undertake a study aimed at auditing Ghana's democracy and making recommendations for reform. Almost Ghana's democracy, the year in 1992, basically 2006. And now, almost say, challenges do democracy no more. One of the challenges was that even though 1992 Constitution has served us well, nevertheless, it contained provisions that were hindering the maturation of our democratization process. Constitution not boying. Now, so Constitution our provisions there. And my kebi mami kebi a memoni democracy no and calling him omo call it first for constitution review and ye deba Ghana political parties program and ye discuss here we approved it. Professor Kwame Nkrumah no church on near me sure so boa Prof Samuel into all this proposal no e come up Prof Samuel bought into the idea not ye be constitution review and ye so all the constitution we are training Sika chichi dia or mine sika ya de spend your constitution review. Ya ye bibia so ende say yem fan ye djuma yen ka yem fan ye djuma. Say the be ye djuma nso a da ben. Nso obiara enim. There is no information about the state of our constitution review process. And na make say sa ye spend sika bebre. Onyame adombra electoral commission for electoral reforms committee no mo de make out na me ni musika e ko mo de say organization na me ni omo ye adwuma aye ye fund days electoral reforms on activities of the electoral reforms committee.
Hey sir,
me na sika to the bia many accounts kwa me na me mo sitting allowance no mo traveling na people na minim sika na kum na yes adwuma yi na wi abe proposals for electoral reforms na the muti through back on say in an election year no yemma year no ye peaceful and free na say ye dey yemma be back kaka then you see say obi to say me to me and support the call the need for a new voters register in an election year. I don't think I make us a me support, but I know that saying number one. I know that saying number one. Na I was a bit worried. Say Ghana would stand up to go and register because of COVID-19. Now electoral commission statistically we're looking at registering between 15 and 17 million Ghanaians. Nana misrose dia na esan COVID amount for him to make call. But onyame adom nkofo bebre akoma electoral commission for come say one exceed expectation and for. But it must be noted say the fact that nkofo bebre akọ register no does not mean say nkofo makọ register no omo anso beto aba because esan say me hwehwe nsem mo ansa medidi ntino makoko ko lie ni mu bi bra no mo ko register ko bi se bi sankofo ma ade mo ko register mo ko di voters register mo de beto aba bebre na so ka se identification wo hia omo no mo voters register as a credible form of identification inti bebre register na adwin se da anye undecided so beto aba na so onto aba he's not decided but ope identification instant identification obetumi bi akọ bank akọ ye odi akọ your transaction na sifo no ko bebre ene ejo so mbenya identification ntina omo akọ ye ntino we must rethink how we can make people clear in their mind and fully decide and say well you better aba because quite a number of the people that I spoke to yes or undecided say obeto aba for now no na identification enti and na all kwaje voters register near abatwo. Number 2, Madam Jimensa menene ye juma 14 years ewayi na minim senia ono na ejumate enti even though na menin genuine voters register ono o kan so be no na minim se ye kosoro ba mo obeye na oye nso a obeye mana yiyi na no kwe ade fa efe time so a time I think say me bona baso a meka say ye po yempo whether you penny voters register and penny voters register why register mana efe. Okay. Apart from challenges which I'll talk about, I think in Myanmar, I don't know the process. The processes have been successful, largely successful. While register the DNA for say onya nipa utimiaye omonya nipa, and I will share the weekly reporting transparency. Me say Debbie Anu are sending me at the information you register with me or send it, the number of people are on my register and how they have been compartmentalized, how they have been segregated. Omo challenge omo yefe omo yemba omo yese region nipa say ni register all this information as the processes were ongoing there was no opacity about the processes or making sure that the transparent na as before or no the boss or that's why the boss na me born abaso say what kosa akodende no na what to me ahwe e ma ne ma nyina akoso na nia entwe ene emesem kofo bia na emesem omuji efitrasem ewo some of the registration centers me say a soldier phobia ye dey omoko some of the registration center they do call border towns if you call some of the registration centers no crane media me who sa na me show TV so the day say me who say so they need be ekuso obi mu actually registration center say what dey me ma register no crane media man said the fact that I didn't see does not mean it didn't happen but me so the need be akoso registrate obi mu action in chance ya ma register abc made them in who even say esia and yet it is something that must be condemned and I see a say you aban wo ho kwan say or say ya wa to body because of COVID-19 aban wo ho kwan say or the soldier for go border na so omo work custom immigration for say omo enforce border closure na aban wo ho kwan but soldier for no o ma say there so omo make sure say the border closure is enforced. It is not their duty to move out of from the border post, to registration centers to go enforce anything there. It is not their duty. Yeah, on your master, no. And so yes, it must be condemned. Man, yes, I answer so there, and not yeah. And I think embrace, electoral commission embrace. Who knew say one casa as an individual? Who should be more muscle? No, I can't say, one year gun and into my own to Abba, and my own register. When you quine,
hey, Prof, now,
Mammy, when you quine, and run our process and then say, so we share etiquette, me won't more muscle, and would tear swing, now who said no, so I would tear swing dear, Wolfie, Kenya, one year gun in here. Well, that's roading. Now, what's roading now go through the processes now. As I said, means so me file a claim, me file a challenge of your eligibility. Oh, me file a challenge. Now, my cousin, no, come in coma. Kikasia on your gun, Minina so medical on your gun, and only. And you know, what you means my file, me challenge. Now, afterwards, electoral commission and the enmity phobia SEC or committee adad form where they account a police for account a him for account electoral commission staff account a police for account a political party representatives and so count staff committee on metronase now on review with challenge some friendly panel over I say who your gun na a day in the church we are gun but na me nso ameka se onye ga me nso matire kwan ya me feel say ni nti ameka se adi onye ga me nso matire nti wo ye bisa o papa ofin o the same wadan se ne same ye do prefer pasa kwan so a over the years no electoral commission fasa kwan so eyi nkofo a omo ense so omo din wo register omo tumi yi bebre edin film na de adwin a ewo mu ne se wo fasa kwan so a e de asundwe eba electoral commission omo yes mre omo nim say wo ko gina wo e gangari a say we dey onye gan na ntime ma no register nkofo nso be so yeti anti di hey gidi na yam pese beba in the lead up to elections and the beba enti no bibia ye peaceful otro ni dia the fact that wetin kan court no da en say you bu abem the fact that the panatro ni dia no does not mean say ni din ebo voters register no ma na eden ato aba. Into the way I will say on your Ghanaian, you should be responsible enough to challenge the panel eligibility by writing or by filling a complaint form, challenging the person's eligibility. Now, it is the Electoral Commission's duty to ensure that that person's eligibility is investigated with the view to ascertain so a Ghanaian and also a Ghanaian. That's on your Ghanaian. On the DFE. No more for this and to trust them say, yeah, my fine, you say, Binum say, where processes no, a what do you know, young Casa ever preventing confront, say, minimum, and the other, you say, oh, yeah, Casa, you say, comfort, you never call police, you never call police for, and you are fair witness, and you are court, and remand. And a better and comfort, we should mete out instant justice to the comfort. A lawlessness.
Okay.
It is lawlessness to physically. On your Ghana, about the same to do registration center. Young police, I told that for do body and call body say I'm preventive. If it would be where through offer unapproved routes be and not buy ya. And I bit me a parcel. Only being if he register voters register no so. Young tension and in Tokwa Emba.
Medasi Prof.
Mr. Medasi.
Yes, said I say Long one there. Professor runs for Gyampo, the NHK Associate Professor of Political Science, University of Ghana, Head of Youth Bridge Research Institute. And the
okayfm 101.7.